Hello everybody. Since 15 years I've been working on syncretizing all languages, creating etymographies for all languages. So here we have the etymography of English, and I made sort of a comparison between different scholars. This row here is myself. This is my friend Zhang Sizhe. This is Zhou Jixu, who wrote a preface for my book. He published his research in 2002. Well, I haven't finished writing down all his cognates. Also for these, I haven't written it yet. Some I have. Tan Jimin, Gao Jingyi. It should be noted that Zhang Sizhe is not claiming his scheme to be a true etymography. He says it's more just for fun, or he tries to choose slightly similar characters. It sounds slightly similar to the English words, but since he's a Mandarin speaker, he doesn't have much of a feeling for the endings because they're missing in Mandarin, so he regards them as less important. Tan Jimin and Gao Jingyi, they're also not very strict, not so strict. Zhang Congdong and Zhou Jixu are very strict, so their cognates are very reliable. So anyway, let's look at some from the A section. Abandon, it comes from ban, to ban something, and this is generally similar with this ban hege ban. I'm going to pronounce all the characters in Cantonese so that the similarities can be noticeable. In Mandarin there wouldn't be. Like in Mandarin it's not so noticeable. This one is pinqi. Here it's still fine because it's an ending, but if it ends on anything else then it's not very obvious. So for example, this here, ngat, in Cantonese, in Vietnamese, ngat. So, but in Mandarin it's like qi. It's not similar at all in Mandarin. So we can't use Mandarin for comparisons. In my opinion, Mandarin is not even really, can't be considered Chinese. It's like it's sort of a shadow of Chinese, of the real Chinese, which is Cantonese and Vietnamese and Sino-Vietnamese and Sino-Korean and so on. So ngat means to arrive, and at something. It's like arriving at something. So abandon, this A in abandon is shortened from Latin at, which means at. This is sort of, it's just phonetic, so I'm choosing the most simple character possible for phonetic loans, and also try to be a little bit related to in meaning. But it's very rare that I choose a character for a suffix that is not also a suffix in Chinese. So this in Chinese is not really a suffix. It means like first, principle. It's yuan in Mandarin, yun in Cantonese, yuan in Vietnamese. Only for like the elementary particles like proton, neutron, it sort of has this feel of something elementary. So yeah, this is sort of a couldn't find something better for it. So, but almost all the others are pretty good. So I think so, at least. So abort is, I'm using this yu in Mandarin, yu in Cantonese, in Vietnamese. So in ancient Chinese this was a, and so it's very comparable with a, like the Latin a, which means at a certain place. So this is very similar in meaning with at. So it's a bit hard to know which one it is in most of those words here. you have to basically look at the official etymology on etymonline.com, and you can know if it's shortened from ad or if it's originally just a. So in this case, aboard, like aboard a ship, for example. So this is like the same board like in skateboard, but also like in border. About is a certain place. Buy out, so it's a buy out, about. Absolute, this S is just a single S. So this is to resolve, to dissolve, to separate. It's also in sure, the first part of sure. So it has water on the left, C in Cantonese, so this is absolute, absolute. So liu means to resolve, to open up. So yeah, in Chinese this has the same meaning. And up means like to take away water or something, basically to take away water, to scoop off water. So up, this is similar basically. Sorry, this is actually the Vietnamese pronunciation is up. Cantonese is yap. So yap si liu in Cantonese, and up the liao in Vietnamese. Of course, I shall note that these are just the Cantonese and Vietnamese readings of these English words when we write them in this etymological way using Chinese characters or sinographemes. Absorp, sorp, sup, cup. This is cup in Cantonese, hup in Vietnamese. So this is basically similar, has a P, but the B. In Mandarin, it's of course not similar at all because there all the endings are missing. So there's just C. Doesn't even distinguish between H and S. Yeah. Well, here in this case we also didn't distinguish, but this can be argued to still be a cognate. There could be a better one. Sizi uses yep. It also has a P. No, sorry. This is actually Zap. I think is like. I think they have sort of the. Let us check the reading and meaning. Not so sure if it's Zap or. Yeah, Mandarin C. Yeah, it's basically the same. He's using the same word basically. Yeah, inhale and yeah. Okay, abstract. Cao is to draw. Yeah. So I use it for draw and also for abstract. It seems to be just Cao. It doesn't seem to have a consonant final, but it originally had a lot of words. For example, if we enter here tek, like this means teach or explain tek. So you see, it originally had a case, so it's fine. Abundant. This is just a rare character with water. Yeah, it means like a lot of water is flowing around, and it's like abundant. I'm not so sure. Yeah. Sometimes for some rare words it doesn't need to be that perfect. So name of water, of a river, and here, yeah, like fast flowing currents and stuff. Yeah. Abuse, for use I use yi, which is has the same meaning like yung. Also use access. So this ji means to arrive, and access is actually from kat, which means to go or to arrive. So a lot of words with this phonetic part, they all have a T ending. Zat. This is fine, but sometimes if it's in English, if it's like with the G initial, then I write it like this with this character. So they are sort of a bit interchangeable. Claim is very nice. This ham originally was glam, so this is a very nice fit, and it means to shout out loud or to scream. In Cantonese, actually, it also means cry, which is very similar to Greek, where glama means to cry. So yeah, that's very nice. Accident. So yeah, this means to fall. Cut means to fall. So generally a bit similar to sap, which means to lose, but did is more similar. But which actually it actually means to fall. Deity. Also the vowel matches. Just a bit unsatisfying is the fact that originates K in Latin and here, but here it's sit again, so it's sort of fine. Yeah. Accommodate, akong mawat, accommodate. So med here is connected with meditate and you modify. So 四则 uses 模特的模, which is model. So mode and model and is same origin, but only trouble here is that mo has or mo in Vietnamese, it has a K ending originally. The phonetic part here is that type mo. See, it's originally had K. A company is a very nice word, interesting. Company at công bon yi, Cantonese, Vietnamese, ngat công bạn yi. Bạn, Vietnamese bạn, this means friend or like Kumpel in German. Yeah, so company, yeah. 陪伴, yeah, in Mandarin, 陪伴 is 陪伴, Cantonese, this means to accompany somebody. But in Western etymology, usually you are told that it has to do with ban, like the bread. And the bread we can write this rare character here, should be ban or something like that. It has the same phonetic part. Has the food radical on the left. So Sizi compares this to the Chinese cooked rice, which is fan. Yeah, and actually I'm cooking right now, so let's. Okay, my food almost burned. I now ate. Okay, let's continue. Accomplish for a very long time, for many years, I did not distinguish between ich and ich in English and in German because there's a bit of a mix-up between them. Sometimes, like for example, Germanic is Germanisch in German. That's why I sort of allowed using the same. I sort of used the same character for both of them. Now I switch to this one, which is similar to the character used for is. This is with the mouth on the bottom. So there is basically similar in meaning. Company. I use this here for E. It's important that in ancient Chinese it doesn't have an L ending or something like that. In this case there is none. Accumulate, this one is a rare character. Accurate. Atku, at-yi, accurate. Accuracy, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes, yeah. Custom. Yeah, this is com and This is it means private or self, a custom, act. These words I originally wrote them with ak, which means to control, and I still use that character for it's related both to choke and with ers, like exercise. What else? Yeah, it's related to quite a few words. This is ak. Yeah. Let's go back. Acid, yik-it. This is Cantonese. Jek, I think it means bad smell. Sorry, this is my USB. Actress. Before I was writing this also with C, Sengetsi. C is means female, but this is sort of C is initial. It has the the fricative is the initial, and an actress it's the final. So it's better to use the second one, which has is similar to the character used for e is. This is, but with the woman below. Yeah. Adapt. This is up. This is just a variation of. This is just a variation of hap. Hap means fitting, and up has a woman here. It's similar. Basically, I chose it because it doesn't have any consonant. It's a vowel initial. Adapt. Up yun. Adaption. Adapter is adapte. Adapter. Yeah. Add is actually the same word, but I chose a variation where you have water here to add something, because here there's also water, so it fits. Addition, atayun. Atayun ya, additional. Address, atek. This dress is from rectangle. I mean, tek, rec, similar. Admit, this caused me a lot of headache. This means to send out, and this mid sort of means like throw down. There's several meanings connected to actions with the hand. Adorn is from order, arn. Sutze uses this character, which sort of means adorn, but yeah, it's not related to order. Yeah, and the N, he didn't add the N. Yeah, not strict with endings. Advance, this up ngan ngan is the anti. Anti is I used this word. It means face appearance, front of the head. The anti also had the meaning the forehead. Yeah. Adventure. When I use one, which means to transport, to move. I use it for venir, for to come. Advisable. At what up? Yeah. Advisable. What means to see, to look. There are many cognates of this C and also Y's, CY. This second character here, this is also basically cognate Y's. Advolution, he uses what, which is you can convert, vert, means to rotate. You could compare it with rotate, but yeah, anyway, there's no T ending here, so I use this we, which has no T ending. Fair, effect, facer, I mean, this means to change, and basically the Western word is to make. Age comes from av, which means forever, long time. Yao in Cantonese. A ghost, this is basically from ghost. At quai. Agree, at ha. Agree. Like from greeting. Air and hey. Yeah. Alcohol. It's a bit of unclear if it's actually 2 times ha or just one. Alert, this is ert is like erected. Like, this is C nowadays, but it was originally lick, so it's similar to like. And this kong like is lie, but there are some other characters which have the same phonetic part and they're pronounced. This here is lick, not sure, for first tone or sixth tone. This is also, so this indicates that there was originally a K at the end also. And this means basically to go together. This means similar, and this means go together, be alike. Some old meanings. Alloy and ally is actually the same word, sort of, so I had to use some very rare character to distinguish them. I add Yuan Su De Su on the left side. Well, I didn't create the character, but it's like super rare. Alt, actually it's cognate with both of this and this. This is ngõ and this is ngat. This is without the T ending, so in ancient Chinese this was al and this was at, ngat. So yeah, or ngal. Well, alter. So I distinguish them. Yeah. Alter is it's change. It's not quite clear if we should use this D, which was dil or in ancient times, or if it should be just the normal agent noun suffix there. And both is sort of fine. Yeah, there's a little bit of a conflict with this character. It could be. It's most likely it's cognate with error, like to make a mistake. And this is ngai, originally something like ngul, ngal, like change, be different and be fake maybe, but the Western meaning is just different, to change. So yeah, the first choice is better, I guess. The second is not so good because there's conflict with error. Although, though in German, doch, doch is like, this character is basically some exclamation used in the theater. Like do is a bit like Homer Simpson's do. I think there are some other meanings similar to that German word. Let me check. 探死用于招呼，但是 yeah, it's yeah, well, it's used also to express something negative. Yeah, anger. Yeah, so it's pretty similar to German doch. Yeah. altitude. So for ut, I use this Vietnamese character ut, which means like very small. I also have one, there's also one it, which also means very little in Vietnamese, but here I just used without the semantic part because here it's just quite meaningless component. This is also sort of not very meaningful suffix, but yeah, in order to distinguish the sound, it's necessary to use the full character. Aluminium is a bit of a nightmare. The Chinese borrowed this lü, so actually the root of the word is al, is like related to some kind of alcohol, something. Oh, we can quickly look this up in order to make it clear. From alum, bitter mineral. It perhaps related to English ale. So here basically I assumed that it's related to ale. So aluminium I basically wrote as aluminium. Aluminium, yeah. Which is not very good for radical. So here I have a second choice where it is alu. So I basically use this here for, yeah. In German we also say a lot alu, like alufolie, alu, then this one would be a bit more practical. Amateur is this here, yamatze. But well, in Vietnamese I think this is ham, and originally it was ham. I think I recently found another character which is also cognate with am. Which was it? Yeah, it's I don't quite remember now. Maybe we'll come across it later. Amaze, me. Yeah, you might at my amber, on bat, oi bat is almost the same. Ambulance, this is a very complicated word. Am and bull, they both have a meaning and means like going slow or going fast. I'm not quite sure. Let's look this up real quick so I can explain it better. To walk, ambular, amble. So this comes from around. So this is why I choose here this character which means like indirectly. So it has a woman. It speaks indirectly. It's going around stuff. And this means to go is a very rare character. Nobody knows this. And while this one is not such a good choice, it means actually to be sexually provocative or pervert. This one is not so good. But yeah, like going around and stuff. And this here, E, it has originally an L ending, and that's why I chose it. Y or what? It's yeah, to go slowly, go to creep around. Not so nice for the ambulance, maybe, but yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of words with use ancestor. Here I use this other gat for walk. Yeah, well, in Cantonese, most of the time when you say gat, it means limping, like walking with a broken foot. So, but that's just Cantonese, and it's another character. It's yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one, not that one. Gatha, yeah. Yang or yang, anger. Like this means to be very worried and discomfort and so on. Animal means comes from breathing, and Horn. It means horn means like to basically to be snoring while sleeping, breathing loudly. There's a nose on the left side. Well, this I just took. Oh, sorry. Where was I? This here I basically just took from German ihm, which means him. I could have equally written that with which is like the om sound we do within people do in meditation. So I just accustomed to using this one here. Announce. Yeah, announce is is a word shouting out. So here, two women arguing is also nương or something. Nhượng in Vietnamese. This is also shouting, and well, here I split it up into two because actually it was sort of two words. It's nói, and this is Vietnamese nói, to speak, and with an ending. Also written like this. Yeah. And nói, yeah, this is in no. Yeah, this is kind of unetymological. This one is hate, and it's quite different, and the relationship is a bit complicated. Answer is actually answer, to swear. So it's anti, and swear. Anti-swear. Pale being white, very white. Apartment, this is like mental, men. Apologize, this is logos. There are currently two competing ways to write it, either as Vietnamese, this is Vietnamese lời, which means word, or as ngat, where the initial is a little bit not fitting very well, but it has this part which is very common for this gok, which is very common for words which are log. Yeah. So we have two choices here, or three. Parent, I use the same character for spec and pair. So apparent, one might misread it as a specken. So this is a bit of a problem. But yeah. Look at this again. Well, appear here, right, with peer, like this is spä in Cantonese. Spä means to look. Like this one is spä and this is like spec. So this has a K ending, this doesn't, but generally very similar. Appetite, pet means actually to fly, it's a Greek pedal, so I use this, it's like feather. Feather is actually, this is not only pet but also like feather. Apple, yeah. It just has a full article, is not so accurate. Application, plick is basically to fold, to, yeah. Point, pong means to collide, maybe not so good in meaning, but I was using this most of the time, always, but I think Sizi has a good idea to use this feng, because in ancient Chinese there was actually no F, it was all P, so feng was pong, and feng means like very sharp, and this other feng or pong is the tip of a mountain, so it's kind of the point of the mountain, the climax of the mountain. Appreciate, pui means to admire, but actually today I found another word which is also very similar with this. I'm not sure what's the pronunciation. It's under somewhere else. Yeah, cannot find it right now. But one can't find any character by just looking at the components. So here it will list all the characters which have pick in them. So here this means like favorite, yeah, to make us favorite. Appreciate. So this is very similar to appreciate, which is also prick. So I could, is possible, it's currently pending if Pui is a better character or this other pick. We will see about that. Approve this character Po, which was Pal in ancient times. Pal, pro is like inclining towards a certain, like pro and contra. Pro might be a little bit far-fetched, I'm not sure, but yeah, generally pro, prayer, far, fair, these are all interrelated and all related to sending out. So it's like fat and fu. Yeah, these are all similar. Archery, this is like something to put on your arm. It's yeah, it's banded as well anyway. And this is ngat, has the water radical, so it's fine for aqua. Arise, rise. Arm, like this is land, and this is weaponry, armory. This is hum. H and A, H initial and vowel initial are generally similar. Arrive, atleya, in Vietnamese, ngatliza. So this has actually also lap, rive, lap, has a P ending, right? So actually in simplified, it's, yeah, it has the li inside, so that could be the phonetic. It looks like the phonetic part, but generally another. Sorry, simplified, not good. Lao is basically also cognate with this, like river. Yeah. Art. This is a very complicated character. It's basically a picture of somebody planting stuff. This is the phonetic part. Somebody going down planting stuff. Ash. This is like E. This character is E and has black in it. This should be something like no. Well, wait. This is hot, and actually it means hot. It's not a good choice, but it has another meaning. At meaning ash, I guess. Ask you. You means to demand or to want, to need. This is still sort of problematic. It's not sure if it's really this character or another. Asperse, po means to disperse, to assail, attai, assemble, atamya. This was in ancient times was al, assemble, asset, sit, chit. This is chit. In most other dialects, it's sit. So this is set basically. At set is assess. Sign at siu yin, a sign. Siu is a sign or an omen. Assist, this means sis in Chinese, ji or si. Ji or si, yeah. This has no H. Ji, at ji. Assistance, yeah. Assume, this sum is two characters. It's sub and which means sub and which means to take, to undertake. Assume. Assure, also two characters. S and guru. It's like to care, like. Astonish, ton, is like thunder. Sun, the god, a god, sun. And Deen is also. Yeah, so these astonish is related to thunder. Here also we use the word which means thunder. This is ting, means thunder. This is related to a lot of words. Basically, this is dull, not sharp. Astonish, like to stop and to make 停顿. Here we also have 停顿, like to stop and be astonished. Astronaut, straw, I write with Vietnamese sao, which is star, because the Chinese word is sing is not really similar. And nam, Cantonese nam means to think, same like Greek nom miso. Nom miso means to think, so this is the nomos, the law. Yeah, usually I just write it like this, it's most simple. Though this is also the character used for name and nomenclature, nom. Yeah. Atheist, theist, I write with this D. Well, actually, this is more the deity. This is for deity. Actually, for theism, I use the word for praying. Yeah, so this one I mixed them up. Yeah, well, they mean the same basically. Atom, in town. So here I'm not distinguishing between a and an and in. All these negative words I write negations. I write with this in, which means like is a rare character meaning to hide or something like that. Yeah, to hide. And yeah, so the theory is that to hide somehow became not, and this is also how I write not and German nicht with this other character which also means to hide. Nej, my idol. Yeah, attach, attempt, tam means a temptation. This tam means actually corrupt. So corrupt something, tempt somebody, temptation. This attend, tan means to stretch. Den and German dehnen, den, attend. But he compares it to ziehen, which is also similar, but we want to. I usually stick to this tan, and this is a very rare character. Mandarin den means also to stretch out. So yeah, these are all cognates. Attribute, attitude. Audience. I use the Vietnamese nghe because it's also sort of vowel initial. The ng doesn't really count. It doesn't exist in Europe. So nghe. And this I don't know. It should be the same. It has an ear there. Augment. Yo in Mandarin means again. Like increase, make again. Augment. Yeah. Aurora, this means bright. Same character as for east. Author, yeah, we have the choice here between yik, which is also used in irk, in like an energy, urge, and urge. So this is either urge or author. Yeah, like to increase basically. And for aviate, all these words for flying, we use the owl, which is basically seagull. Yeah, seagull doesn't sound similar to this word owl. Well, maybe it's cognate with gull, with seagull, but most likely not, because I don't see it having G initials. So if it's really just owl, then we can use it for this general etymon, which is like bird or flying, aviate. So anyway, before I I'm not sure if I was citing this word before, but 四则 uses this ngou term. Ngou means basically to fly around above, like in circles. Which I use for English roar. So roar is actually exactly that meaning. So I don't use it for aviation. Wait, Adwai. This is also the character I'm using for German warten. Why? But in German, but basically this character has two meanings. One is to wait, and one is to repair. Like German warten means actually wait, and also means repair something. So in Chinese this would be wai sao would be to repair, and wai qi would be to keep something. So this is waren, to keep something is waren, and well, in German this has two pronunciations, war and wart. So that's a bit of a conflict between readings, but yeah, there are ways to avoid the conflict. Award is mean way, or ve in Vietnamese means to protect, outside protect, award. And aw is originally had k ending, so this is similar to ngok, or Vietnamese should be ngak. Awful is ngak phu in Vietnamese, ngak phu, and Cantonese ngok phu. Phu means rich, full. Upward, this is upway. Up originally was with P or F. Off, it was originally offward. So this is like off. Yep, Y. Y means around, upward. Like forward, backward. This comes from Y, around. And axt, in German this is axt, in English axe. This is Yud, also vowel initial and T ending. Maybe K ending would have been more ideal, but this exact means exactly axe, so the meaning is exactly the same. So we can be lenient here, especially because axe sort of both has S and T, so it's like having both T and K, so it's fine. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening.